How you doing? Frankie Russo pre-show. Now, this is like we're in the 77 WABC studios before we go live at 106. Just want you to remember America's team. You got to join America's team. I'm going to drink my drink while I'm talking to you, so please bear with Frankie Russo. Go to the icon on facebook.com/Frankie Russo Show. Click on it. We got a funding going on. We got a funding goal of 50,000. We're going to buy the handheld biofeedback devices. We're going to rent the rooms. We're going to get the doctors. We're going to help the men and women of the United States Armed Forces fight post-traumatic stress disorder. And on average, 22, 70. What the heck is that? That's crazy. It's very, it's unfortunate, what's going on with our men and women of the United States Armed Forces. On average, it's 22 suicides a day. Crazy. So please, go to the icon, facebook.com/Frankie Russo Show. Click on the icon and go there. We got to do this. America's team. And then I got my model. I start my show always with the model. Fraudulent Sector Service Card Bomber, Clinton Foundation, Iranian Global Terror Network, the Iranian surrogates. This, to me, is what runs this thing, because people don't realize, obviously this isn't depressing stuff of the day right now, because we got Donald Trump, hopefully with the grace of God, the next president of the United States. But this model that I've been built for, this is like an oral term paper. I got sources for all this stuff. But, unfortunately, I'm being taken other places because of what's going on, depressing news of the day, Because terror, global terror network terror, is a multi-billion-dollar business. People don't realize it. Iran prior to the going back into OPEC was in the black market, the oil smuggling market. That's how they got all that money to get the centrifuges to go up. But that's another discussion. I just got to drink my drink. Okay. So we're about almost 5 to 12. Get ready. So we're going to look at a few articles like we always do. I got a few here. Look at this. Rubio urges voters to back Kekich. John, I ought to be running in the Democratic primary, Kekich, in Ohio to stop Trump. Marco Rubio, born in America to two foreign nationals, he might as well. I think he wants to be treated like a freaking pilgrim, Wait. 1700s, grandfather me into the Constitution, He had to wait his turn, but these cats don't want to do that. He had to wait his turn. In other words, his son or his daughter could do it because he's born here. He's entitled to the United States Senate, but he's not a natural-born American citizen, born to two citizen parents. I mean, his mother was over here before Castro won. His grandfather came here illegally. His mother was here before Castro won. 4 times, back and forth. When Castro, who is this guy? 4 times at least. So anyway, I had to throw that in there. Rubio, desperate to save his presidential campaign in Florida, is adopting the Mitt Romney strategy. Wow. Mitt Romney's successful, huh? Twice tried to be president. Asking Republicans to stop Donald Trump and support his rival John Kekich. You believe this stuff? You just can't make this stuff up. John Kekich is the only one who could beat Donald Trump in Ohio, Marco Rubio said. If a voter in Ohio was motivated by stopping Trump, are you serious? Who does stuff like this? He's a foreign national. We got to stop the foreign nationals. Rubio's a foreign national. Obama is a foreign national. Hillary Clinton is an adopted foreign national. How do I say that? The Clinton Foundation. She's oozing with foreign money. Like ridiculous. And then look at Cruz. Cruz is born in Canada. Who's a bigger foreign national than him? He's not even born here. So remember, the foreign nationals get in, TPP, North American Union, European Union, that's all they favor. They become globalists. That's what this is. Did I talk too much?
Not yet.
Oh, God. Trump wins 13 states, bitch slaps. I mean, freaking bitch slaps Cruz in the Southern Belt. Like all these southern states that Cruz is supposed to carry because he's the anointed one that they're saying. The last time I checked, the anointed one was in the Old Testament was King David of Israel and of obviously the Messiah, Jesus Christ. That was to me is the anointed one. Since when is Cruz the anointed one? This is crazy stuff what's going on over here, the stuff they're throwing around. A vote for Cruz, Kekich, and Flores. A vote. Wow. Listen, Rubio, you're a foreign national. Let's be real. He spoke Spanish. And listen, okay, my family came from Italy. My grandmother came from Italy. Couldn't speak a lick of English. No problem. But you gotta learn the language. This is America. This is not Italy. This is not South America. This is not Caribbean. This is not Cuba. This is America, an English-speaking country. That's it. You can be bilingual. That's cool. I wish I was bilingual. But you got to learn the English. He's speaking Spanish on Univision telling them that he wants amnesty for everybody. And then he goes to the English and he says he's against amnesty. Then he goes with Gang H, so who the hell knows what that was about. And then, right? According to Cruz says he was stopping it. I mean, this is like a big thing. Cruz says he was stopping Gang of Eight, but then he talked about coming out, he used the language, coming out of the shadows. What does that mean? Coming out of the shadows. That's for the illegal immigrants. Bunch of fugazis. So that's that. And then we got this thing today, really troubling to me. I've been reaching out to my social media amid Trump surge. Oh, this is a good article. But I was going to talk about the okay, good. I'm going to get to that in a second. I just want to get this other. Let me get this other article. It's 12 o'clock. Yeah, time's going fast, man. Oh, man. Come on, computer. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here's one. Hurry up. Oh my God, this computer is so freaking slow. Here we go. Here we go. What do we know? Oh. I love it. Isn't that beautiful? And now I got these two. Okay, now we're good. So now you had this big protest today. Donald Trump was doing his rallies, and his rallies are great. I didn't watch any today. I was very busy getting ready, doing a lot of different things, and he had two today. And one in Missouri was great. There was six arrests. They don't want Trump to speak. What happened to the First Amendment? He's not purporting hatred. He's just being honest. What? Islam, he's right when he says Islam hates us. He's right. Well, Frankie Russo, what do you mean? Well, let's look at it. It goes all the way back. We got a little time, 2 minutes. 86. We had amnesty in 86. German visa, husband and wife comes here to New York. I spoke about this before. Comes in from Germany. German visa, comes over here in 86. Amnesty. immigrant farmer amnesty. Claims he was first from North Africa, Germany, America. Claims that he was a farmer in South Carolina. Gives them the whole story, him and his wife, that he was a South Carolinian farmer. He got his residency. He's in America. He stays in America. He gets a driver's license. He gets a chauffeur's license, right? Then he gets convicted as being a major perpetrator in 1993 World Trade Center bombing. Go to the Time magazine. Mohammed Abulima, right? 1986. Mohammed Abulima. Time magazine, The Life of Red Mohammed. It's right there. Okay, 90s. Came in from Sudan, got thrown out of Egypt for terrorism, on 3 terror watch lists, marries an American Muslim. Sound familiar? Comes in, calls for political asylum, should have been thrown out of this country, almost deported 3 times on 3 terror watch lists. The father of homeland terrorism, Omar Abdel Rahman, aka the blind sheep, can't see, got a PhD in Quranic studies from Egypt's Ansur University, one of the most prestigious universities on the studies of the Quran. And what happens? Gets sentenced, part of the bombings of the 1993 World Trade Center bombing, organized it. Romney Youssef put it all together with Abulima, Mohammed Samin, put it all together. From there, Romney Youssef's maternal uncle is Khalid Sheikh Mohammed, one of the 3 that were waterboarded. He was one of the masterminds of the September 11, 2001 hit, unfortunate hit, horrific hit on the World Trade Center, right? Now, fast forward, same stuff going on. Saeed Farouk goes out to Saudi Arabia. It's 30 years later, 86, 2015. Saeed Farouk goes all the way out to Saudi Arabia, brings in Tasfim Malik all the way back here. Husband and wife, breaking bread with everybody. But yeah, smuggling in 20 pipe bombs into his apartment, right? Nobody looked at Facebook. We got 72 employees of the Homeland Security on terror watch lists. We can't call them radical Islamists. San Bernardino shooters. Fasil Muhammad, Muslim California campus stabber. Chris Harper Mercer, a Muslim, has all the pictures of the jihadists on his website, social media, and he was on the FSB, the formerly the KGB of Russia, to be on a terror watch list. He tried to go to Syria. They didn't tell us, the United States government, the bomber administration, right? He was a Syrian jihadist wannabe. That would happen recently. Major Hassan, a Muslim in the U.S. Army, soldier of Allah, killed 13 Americans. Allah Akbar. Boston Marathon bomber. Muslims wounded. He's Muslim. They're Muslims. Killed Americans. Wounded Americans. Chattanooga shooter was a Muslim. Killed over 5 Marines. Islam loves us. Islam hates us. Okay? The problem is not the radical Islamists, because they are the problem, but the problem is the radical Islamist sympathizers. Al-Ariba, they perform a survey, a poll out in the Middle East with the British Research Institute. I don't have all the documents, so I don't talk about it much. I don't have all of the data, so I can't really tell you if it was a scientific poll. But the sample size was over 220,000 Muslims. Now, it could be anecdotal, it could be a statistically significant number, but according to this specific study, 1 in 3 in the Middle East believe violent extremism is justifiable by the Quran, conceivably. Crazy stuff. Crazy stuff.
Okay,
And
give me a moment. I found something on the web about extremism. Does the Bible by the garage conceive?
okay, so you think they like us? They hate us. I'm sorry about that. My Siri on my iPhone went off. It's crazy stuff. Okay, so that was that. So now we got MoveOn. Trump's hate, according to MoveOn, Trump's hate-filled rhetoric on notice after tonight. So MoveOn protesters were behind the stopping of Donald Trump's rally. Mr. Trump and the Republican leaders who support his hateful rhetoric should be on notice after tonight's events. These protests are a direct result of the violence that has occurred at Trump's rallies. Not true. I've seen all his rallies. He's great. That has been encouraged by Trump. Not true. Our country is better than the shameful, dangerous, bigoted rhetoric. Not true. That has been the hallmark of the Trump campaign. To all those who take to the streets of Chicago, who say thank you for standing up and saying enough is enough, to Donald Trump and the GOP, we say welcome to the general election. Trump and those who peddle hate and incite violence have no place in our politics. Most certainly don't belong in the White House. Disgraziar, as my Italian grandmother would say. Total lies. But they won't talk about this. Amid Trump's surge, nearly 20,000 Massachusetts voters quit Democratic Party. And in Pennsylvania, same thing. They call it the ditch and switch. Switch and ditch. Ditch the Democratic Party and switch over to the Republican Party. In Pennsylvania, 46,000 has been reported. In Ohio, a couple of thousand that we know of. So the Donald Trump movement is real. People are afraid of it. And that's what's happening over here. Now, we got Pat Caddell, the Democratic pollster. The American people have figured out they've been screwed by free trade. This is what happens when you put foreign nationals in the White House. Barack Obama. We don't even know where the hell this guy was born. Queens, Hawaii, Kenya. Who the hell knows? Barack Obama. Sheriff Joe. You can say what you want about Sheriff Joe. He put together an investigation on Obama's Selective Service registration card, 1980. Forensic investigation. Concluded, showed us how they constructed this fraudulent fake Selective Service registration card, and they concluded that it was never mailed. Commander-in-Chief has a fraudulent Selective Service registration card, statistically significant. Foreign national. Cruz is a foreign national, wasn't born here. Rubio's a foreign national. Parents are both foreign nationals from Cuba. Rubio wants to be grandfathered in. He wants to be a pilgrim. He got here late. Sorry, son, you got to go through your children. As long as your wife is an American citizen at the time of your children's birth, they're natural born citizens. They can run for the president of the United States. Sorry, son. And then Hillary Clinton's an adopted foreign national through the Clinton Foundation. So that's that, right? So that's Pat Caddell, a Democratic. He claims that the stunning emergency of economic nationalism, that's the driving force behind Donald Trump, basically. And Bernie Sanders is using that as well, but obviously his solution is socialism. Socialism. Look around. Europe, all over the world. Communism, quasi-socialism, everybody's in debt. Over $200 trillion of global debt. Greece, all over parts of Italy, all over parts of Spain, everywhere. It's got debt everywhere. Everybody's afraid that their economies are going to collapse, and we got Hillary Clinton and Bernie Sanders talking about socialism, and people are following these people. Really? Teamster workers back Trump on trade, migration, supply and demand. They got a Facebook page. You can go to it. Teamsters United for Trump, Facebook. I liked it. And engineering operators for Trump. Teamsters are switching over. So far, Teamsters Union have withheld a 2016 presidential endorsement, but one active union Teamster worker has launched a Facebook page, Teamsters United for Donald J. Trump. According to this, from local 282 Teamster, he's active with computers. He set up this page. Individuals go out saying different things, arguing. A website run by there are individuals out there saying different things, arguing on a website run by Union Building Trades of New York City. They didn't want to discuss political stuff on theirs, but they said no to politics. But this whole page is politics, according to what this Teamster from local 282 in New York says. He did it for the Teamsters. And he points out why he supports Trump. This Teamster from local 282 pointed to slam the NAFTA trade, which is with Mexico, the TPP. So understand, when you have foreign nationals, the Trans-Pacific Partnership, TPP, when you have foreign nationals in the White House like Obama, Cruz, Rubio, and not the natural-born American citizen Trump, they're going to favor TPP. They're going to favor other countries because they're globalists. NAFTA, Mexico, send the factories out to Mexico, cheaper labor out there, and then bring the stuff in here. Send it out to China, boom, bring it in here. Send it out to Japan, boom, bring it in here. And Trump is right. Trump is right. We got to do something about this. Cruz calls Trump voters low information. We're not engaged. That's what, according to Cruz the Ruse, the freaking Canadian with a Canadian birth certificate, with a straight face, stands in front of the American people with a Canadian birth certificate, no naturalization papers. Mother, according to Lori Stacy, in a Washington Examiner, she wrote 2 seething articles claiming that Cruz better produce his naturalization papers or he's going to lose his United States Senate seat. His mother voted twice in 1972 in Canada. And in addition, he claims to be a dual citizen. Dual citizenship. He was born in 70. According to Lori Stacy, the Canadian law, dual citizenship didn't start till 77, son. He's a fraud. His wife. And then you want to find out more. Listen to this one. Cruz. Trump was fighting alongside Castro. Right? He bribed his way into America, goes to Texas, raises money from people in America, goes back to Cuba. This is in the New York Times. Goes back to Cuba, gives them the big checks. Goes back to Cuba, comes back, and then starts apologizing to the American people over here. He's sorry that he duped their. He feels like he duped everybody because he didn't know Castro was a commie. Are you serious? With a straight face. And I'm not supposed to get. He believes, you're right. You're right. Cruz believes he believes that the American people are the Jonathan Gruber model. Lack of transparency is the stupidity of the American people. He has the same philosophy as Jonathan Gruber. You're right, Ted Cruz, you fraud. Look at this. Jihadists have applications to fight terror, to be terrorists. It's like a profession. They found a memory stick with 22,000 leaked docs reveal IDs of ISIS members. I think they're like 12 Americans. Hey, listen, I got no problem with people from all walks of life, African Americans, Latino, Hispanic, Asian, no problem. It's about the American citizens. But this Black Lives Matter, to me, is a race-baiting organization, and they bait violence. And, it's about all lives matter. To me, that's my world. All lives matter. We're all human beings. We're in this together. This Black Lives Matter gets co-opted by Iran. They go over to Iran. They get co-opted. Iran is against America. Louis Farrakhan goes over there. Louis Farrakhan is communicating with the Iranians. They're infiltrating the youth of America. Instead of de Blasio, that Sandinista, and you know what's really crazy? We got the councilwoman from the speaker of the city council, Marga Riverito. She sympathizes with the Cuban refugees that plotted to blow up and take over the United States government. Unbelievable. Mother of Benghazi victim hits Clinton for debate comments, claiming that Hillary Clinton basically called her a liar, that she was wrong. You believe it? And you're going to elect people vote for this woman? Hillary Clinton's blaming, and forget, honestly, I said this woman, it doesn't matter to me. I could care less about gender, honestly. I have no problem with a woman being president. I have no problem with it. But not Hillary Clinton. Not Elizabeth Warren. I'm sorry. It is just like unbelievable to me. Hillary Clinton says she's got the most votes, but she's not saying that it's just her and Bernie. Donald Trump has got three other people getting votes. He gets the most votes with 3 people. 3 other people. He had 17 at one time. Trump says ISIS hates us. I agree with him. I gave you some of my examples of why I believe they hate us. I hope you agree with me. It's pretty accurate. I'm statistically significant. Arrests on southern border rise amid warnings of record-breaking surge. Arrests on the southern border of illegal immigrants rose in February as congressional leaders warned that the United States could face a record-breaking surge of illegal immigrants in 2016. They're worried about Trump. More than 26,000 illegals mostly were arrested at the border, making a rise from the 23,000 who were arrested in January. It's over a 10% increase from January due to the increase in apprehension of single individuals. And, that's crazy. Texas sheriff shoots down CAIR's whining. Now, CAIR is the Council of American Islamic Relations, unindicted co-conspirator in the biggest money laundering scheme for terror in this nation's history. They are stealth jihadists, Muslim Brotherhood operatives, Hamas financing, taking United States taxpayers' dollars, sending them to Hamas, and Hamas dropping rockets on Israel. Hamas is the Palestinian branch of Muslim Brotherhood. Go to nctc.gov website. You'll see it. And it was designated a terrorist organization, the UAE, and I mentioned about the Holy Land Foundation. In a statement, and they were, according to the Texas sheriff, accused of delaying a call for medical assistance for a local man who had passed out by the Houston area CAIR in a press release. And a press release by the sheriff shot down CAIR's allegation with the factual timeline of the incident. These groups, these stealth jihadists, these 501c3 organizations that are supposed to be helping relations with them in America with Muslims and all that, are actually making it worse, because we had the Muslim mapping where we were actually able to track the NYPD had this system. It was an amazing system. It was started like in 2007, 2008, and they called it Muslim mapping, where they tracked a radical Islamist from Fort Lauderdale. Came over, we were surveilling the mosque. Came over, surveilled the areas where he was going to blow up, and they got him on the train going back to Fort Lauderdale. That's how systematic and how much of a thread that this Muslim mapping was. It was an amazing thing. It was helping us thwart this stealth jihadist that was going on. We were surveilling the mosque. Well, 6 Muslims claimed that this was a religious profiling, and we had to drop the entire program, and now we're not surveilling mosques anymore. Not that I know of, anyway. Crazy stuff. And then we got, oh yeah, I saw DT Donald Trump's testimony before the Congress in 1991 on economic recovery, almost an hour. Unbelievable. He is so articulate on the economy, it was incredible. And, unfortunately, with all the stuff going on, you don't really know how much this guy really knows. It's absolutely amazing. And then we got Cruise Crew voter. Listen to this one. Drudge, Drudge, great website, Drudge for news. He does an online vote after the debate. Well, it's come out that one of Cruise Crew's people out in Delaware was spamming the online Drudge's server, and they were fooling around with the votes. So instead of it being like almost 60% Trump is like over 60%, and late 30s in the vote, online vote. An online vote between me and you is not. I'm gonna leave on this. An online vote between me and you is not scientific. Why? Because of the random sample. See, all these people on TV don't know this. They don't tell you this. An online survey is not scientific. Truman versus Dewey. I'll give you a perfect example. Truman versus Dewey. In the 40s, they had an election. They surveyed the election. They did a poll, telephones. At the time, not everybody had a telephone. And it came out that Dewey was going to win. And because of a fraudulent sample, the poll came out with the wrong winner. It was Truman instead of Dewey. And same thing here. Not everybody has access to the internet. So that's why the telephone is the best way to garner your random sample, is to communicate is through the telephone, not through the internet. Just a little sidebar stuff. Frankie Russo, pre-show. You got to join America's team. Facebook.com/Frankie Russo Show. Let's make this happen. Let's help the men and women of the United States Armed Forces with post-traumatic stress disorder. Frankie Russo, see you in about 40 minutes. Yeah. 77 WABC. Oh, boy.